Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Timothy Lynch, the president of the College of Staten Island, and it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the college as we celebrate the opening of our new Tech Innovation Hub, a major step forward for our students, for our borough, and for our role as an anchor institution on Staten Island. I want to acknowledge several distinguished guests joining us today. Felix Matos Rodriguez, the Chancellor of the City University of New York. Walter Mosley, New York Secretary of State. Joseph Tazewell, the Regional Director of the Empire State Development. Our closing speaker, Jasmine Cardona, Executive Director of CUNY's Division of Economic Development and Community Partnerships. We are also honored to welcome Borough President Vito Fasella, Assemblyman Sam Pirozzolo, Councilman Frank Morano, SIEDC President Mike Cusick, Staten Island Chamber of Commerce President Linda Barron, and former council member Joe Borelli. Thank you all for your partnership and for your support. This hub represents a significant investment. Annual support from the New York City Council, an additional $2 million for expansion, and $1.8 million from New York State Downtown Revitalization Initiative. These funds helped us create a space where ideas move from concept to execution, and where education, industry, and community come together. The hub will provide access to frontier technologies, AI, robotics, visual and augmented reality, supporting students, entrepreneurs, small businesses, and community members. Faculty across disciplines, including social work and nursing, are already integrating these tools into their teaching and training. Importantly, this work aligns directly with CUNY's mission as one of the nation's greatest engines of social mobility. By expanding access to cutting-edge technology, real-world learning, and pathways to emerging industries, this innovation hub strengthens our commitment to helping students build futures of opportunity, stability, and upward mobility. Together, we are positioning the College of Staten Island and Staten Island within New York City's broader innovation ecosystem, while staying true to our fundamental purpose, creating opportunities for the communities we serve. To everyone who helped make this possible, thank you. And to our students, this hub is for you. Use it to learn, to create, and to lead. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Delighted to be here with all of you here in Staten Island. Let me thank our host, President Lynch, for welcoming here all of us today and for being such a great leader. One of the most important tasks that any chancellor has is to recommend who's going to be the campus president for all our campuses to the Board of Trustees. And I'm so proud in the selection of Tim as the right leader for CSI. He's been an innovative leader, fighting for the resources that the university needs and the campus needs. So why don't we give Tim a big round of applause and thank you for his leadership. I also want to recognize another wonderful member of the Staten Island community and someone who I need to thank so I get to keep my job. Michael Albanides, who's for our Board of Trustees. I want to recognize Michael and for being such an unbiased voice in our board about things that have to do with Staten Island. He's always so measured about equity with other boroughs, right? And again, I want to echo the President's gratitude to Secretary Mosley, a partner in the work here. And I have a different role that connected with this project, but I'm going to let the Secretary and Joe speak about that. The Borough President, Fosella, thank you so much and for hosting us this morning. Great to have an opportunity to chat with you today. And to all the elected officials here that President Lynch acknowledged, thank you for your support. And I know that you are tireless advocates for the great work that the College of Staten Island gets to do. I also want to acknowledge Michael Cusick, who is also in this role a member of the College of Staten Island Foundation. So thank you, Michael, for doing that work. And a shout out for someone that has to put up with me in a different role. But Joseph Taswell does an incredible job as the regional director of the Empire State Development Corporation. And I am the co-chair of the New York City Regional Economic Council. So on behalf of the council, I want to thank you all and let you know how proud we are of the role that we played in providing some of the funding for this. This incubator, this hub, is a big deal for us at CUNY and clearly for the College of Staten Island. We have made it a key priority to ensure access to our students to all the skills, all the assets, or the resources that they could possibly need to transition into a meaningful career after they graduate, something that we were discussing with the Borough President before we came here today. That commitment has led us to rethink what happens in the classrooms and how we provide advising. We've also worked out to open and expand pipelines for more of our students to have paid work experiences while they're pursuing a degree. And this hub will be a great venue to be able to accomplish those goals. And another important piece of the work that we're doing is our shared investments in spaces like the one they're about to open that allow us to make easy connections with industry partnerships, bring innovation, the latest technology. To have all that happening in one single place is easier for our students, it's easier for our faculty, it's easier for the business community, it's easier for an entire ecosystem that we believe is needed so that our students can succeed in the economy today and the economy of the future. Small businesses anchor this city's economy, with tons of them launching each year and providing jobs. Chancellors and college presidents love to mention how we're partnering with big companies, and that is important. I'm not going to name them, but most of our students are going to get jobs with small businesses. They are the anchor of our communities, and we need to continue to find ways to support them and to connect our students with them in ways that are meaningful and important to those businesses. So a space like this one, where people can come together, where we can innovate pilot programs between the College of Staten Island and small businesses and other the civic organizations here in the borough, that is the way that we're going to remain nimble to be able to train our students for the economy of the future. We know about some of the trends, but if we are also honest, we're just trying to figure some things out in all our communities, right? So that's going to be a joint journey. And the more that we're together at the table, the better we're going to be able to be nimble and to adapt. I love also the way that this hub came about as a result of investments that many here in Staten Island have done. The money initially for the tech incubator that was from our side, one of the early signs of that, it came from the city council. The program now that's being provided by the state, and I'm sure the Secretary of State will talk about that in a second, so I'm not going to steal his thunder. All those things coming together, providing all the funding that we need to revitalize this area and create an exciting new center of innovation here in Staten Island. So just know that I am delighted to be here. I was mentioning to President Lynch that I think I am on record the Chancellor of CUNY who's visited the most the College of Staten Island. Any excuse to come to the campuses I get, and people know it. So know that you have an ally in the central office fighting for the resources that will continue to make the college a beacon of opportunity, an anchor institution here in the borough, your partner, your thought partner also, and just know that you have somebody in the central office who's fully committed to be supportive of that. And thank you so much for doing this and for the work that we're going to be doing together ahead. So thank you. And I guess I get to introduce Secretary Mosley. So do you want to come up? Yes? Yes.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Please, excuse me, getting over a cold. Um, uh, we're in adult use safe, so I can make this little comment. As Chancellor said, this is a joint partnership. We kind of redefine what that term is, right? As someone who grew up in the city back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, joint partnership meant something else. But again, this is a pleasure to be here in Staten Island, Richmond County, as your secretary, and on behalf of the governor. We just want to congratulate you on this momentous occasion. I was at the back tables and taking in all of the devices that are being used in real time for students here and for local businesses, as Chancellor talked about, and really how things are moving at warp speed. I have a daughter who's 11 years old, and she doesn't know it, but I can't do half the work she's doing. She goes to Academy of Holy Name, which is a sister school for Christian Brothers Academy. And I look at the work, and I'm like saying, how do you understand this? And I'm your father, and you're 11 years old and can do this work at an exceptionally high rate. And she then integrates that with artificial intelligence, her VR sets. And I'm saying this because what you guys are pressing and pushing the envelope on in terms of pedagogical experience, these kids are coming in at a pace that cannot be measured. So I really applaud everything that you're doing here, Dr. Lynch. And I know that you set protocol in terms of our acknowledging our guests, but I also like to acknowledge a representative from Assemblymember Mike Tanusis' office, as well as representatives from Senator Jessica Scarcello Spanton, as well as from a representative from Council Member Camilla Hanks. So I just wanted to make sure we acknowledge staffers, because I was once a staffer not too long ago. But I also want to acknowledge the people who were part of the Planning Council. If you guys are here, any of you guys here from the Planning Council that was a part of our DRI application, stand up, please. I just want to acknowledge you. And my people already been acknowledged. But, we don't take for granted. This is a ground-up approach. As we climb, we pull. And we don't take that for granted. These are individuals who are taking time out of their busy schedules, time away from their families. But we also understand that without their experience, without their correlation and relationship to the county, we can't make this work. We can try, but it can't be as successful, because they're the ones who know what is needed from the ground. They know what will probably fail. They will know what will likely succeed. They will know what are the demands and the needs in real time of the people who live here, who grew up here, who run a business here, who go to school here. So we want to, we always acknowledge our planning council members, the vendors that worked with them, the consultants that worked with them, and just acknowledging them is a necessity, because without them, programs like DRI does not exist, or it does, but it does not exist in the capacity that we know it. Likewise, over the past 2 years, I've served as Secretary of State. I get to travel all over the state. I've been to all the regions multiple times. And that's probably one thing I love most about this job, because I get to see New Yorkers from all walks of life, from the North Country to downstate region, from Western New York to Mid-Hudson Valley, and all points in between. And firsthand, I get to see what communities are striving for, what they're trying to reach, what they're trying to acquire in real time for their constituents and their neighbors and friends and families. Not just for visitors, but for their local businesses, for those who wish to become new transplants, for those who want to, go to school there and maybe live there once they get their degrees, and for educators, and for ecosystems like here at the College of Staten Island. So the governor sees this. I see this, and the governor sees this. She has seen it several years ago, even when before she was the governor and as lieutenant governor. And that's why she has made it clear that New York is a better place for all of us when we succeed together. We're able to produce tangible results like this. Tangible institutions that are going to not only impact the students that are here, the professors and the educators, but also the surrounding communities, the small businesses who will be able to take advantage of this, the individual professionals that will be able to integrate technology within their everyday operations. But we also understand that we're going to be utilizing technology and the results of this to create more affordable housing, to make sure that we have universal child care throughout the state of New York, to make sure that our streets stay safer, to make sure that we utilize our investments for places like this in advanced technology funding, which includes $13.6 million that the governor continues to contribute to centers of advanced technology, as well as understanding that when we're talking about letting them build, now more than ever, we have to be on par with our adjoining neighbors, Connecticut, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, when it comes to building in a timely fashion. We can't be taking twice as long to build the same or similar projects that they're building in other states. We're the Empire State for a reason. And with that being said, 56% longer to get a job approved can't be tolerated. And the governor understands that. And she also understands that, as most of you, money is time. And time is money. And when we delay, we spend more money than we ought to. We utilize public funds in a way that is not efficient and not sustainable. So that brings us to why we're here today. We're here to celebrate and to cut the ribbon on the College of Staten Island's newly expanded Tech Innovation Hub project for Staten Island's Downtown Revitalization Initiative Award, which was granted several years ago in round 4. As you know, the DRI, along with our New York Forward program, is our cornerstone economic development flagship programs operating under the Department's Office of Planning and Community Development Infrastructure, led by my Deputy Secretary, Keisha Santiago. It's a bottom-up approach, as I so noted. It's the epitome of, as we climb, we pull, understanding that centers like this will ultimately impact the quality of life of not only students who come here, but the quality of life of all of Richmond County. And as a result, these DRI communities also become a force multiplier. They become a magnet for people who want to come to our downtowns, who want to do business, who want to build at scale, who want to build with a responsibility, understanding that we need housing at all price points. We need to make sure that we're building our business corridors to create, change, to make sure that we have opportunities to hire people from within, and understanding that there are still opportunities that we can create and that we can improve upon right here in Staten Island. Because at the end of the day, people want to live here in their downtowns more than ever. Whether you're a recent college graduate or a high school student who's found their dream job, or someone who has a burgeoning business idea and they want to have it where the foot traffic is. Understanding all of this, we also might have people who might want to live somewhere where it's not as hectic, where it's a little bit more homely, where it's a little bit, the pace of living is something that you want for your children and your family. And so we understand that there is so much that goes into this downtown revitalization initiative than just economic development. It's about developing communities, about developing aspirations and desires and making those come to pass. But it's truly here to make it possible. We also have to create opportunities. We also have to create opportunities through these projects that have to deliver. Because once it's said and done, once the brick and mortar is set and the programs are put in place, we have to make sure that these innovation hubs that are all over the state of New York serve as a testament of what we're going to be planning for the future. In the future, whether it's next year or 20 years from now, we as a state have to be on the cutting edge, understanding that we're not here to say that we're at a finish line. Development never finishes. That development finish line always moves. And I was talking to my son, and I said, Dad, when will they ever stop building in Brooklyn? I said, they'll never stop building in Brooklyn, because Brooklyn has always evolved. And just like Brooklyn, Staten Island will always evolve. And we're here to make sure that we're a part of that process, providing you with the resources, providing you with the plans, and providing you with the monies that you need to make sure that becomes a reality. Now, just take a look around. This is innovation. Many ideas have started here. Many ideas will start here. They'll start in between the ears. They'll wind up on a piece of paper or someone's screen, and eventually they'll manifest itself into something tangible. And now that's something that we can all attest to, and I think I saw a dog that tried to pee on me virtually. But it's through ideas like that. You know, we are here to make sure that it manifests itself, and understanding that so long as that dog gets its proverbial upgraded, programs, they're not going to get any rabies shots, that we want to continue to make sure that projects and end results like this become a norm. They become something that we are become accustomed to, and not something that is just a standalone objective. So, with all jokes aside, this hub is about more than just technology infrastructure. It's about investing in this community and the perpetual perspective of investing in this community. We're going to continue to invest in the thinkers, the innovators, the minds that will inspire our future leaders, as well as our future innovators. Here at CSI, students and local entrepreneurs will have the opportunity to collaborate, create, and turn big ideas into big results. So it's always great to be a part of events like this, because it reminds of all of the progress we've actually put behind us. But it also is a stark reminder of all the progress that has to be ahead of us. Understanding we're never going to rest. We can't afford to. Because as Staten Island continues to move, so does the rest of the state of New York. And it is up to us to make sure that we provide every opportunity to make sure that you do not lag behind. Because in turning an idea into something tangible, it's no small feat. It's something that I do not take for granted. It takes a lot of planning. It takes a lot of many minds coming together in an effort to make this possible. And that's exactly what you've done here. Today's project, in the cutting of the ribbon, is a proud celebration of the completion of this project, totaling $3.8 million. This project serves as a promise of progress and a reminder that when we come together, government, the private sector, institutions like this at CSI, and the community at large, we can achieve anything. So I wanted to just take a moment to also recognize the hard work of my staff at the Department of State, Jeanette Roush and Kevin Garrett, our revitalization specialists. They are here to help you to be a constant source for the college and those who will be partaking in what the college has to offer. Your commitment to this effort is inspiring and will undoubtedly leave a lasting impact on not only Richmond County, not only our state, but all city of New York. So thank you for having me, because I know that even though this is a groundbreaking ribbon cutting ceremony, that the best is yet to come for not only Staten Island, not only for CSI, but for our city, for our state, and for our nation. And with that being said, I'd like to introduce my friend, Joe Tazwell, our sister partner at ESD, for a few comments. Joe?
Well, thank you, Secretary Mosley. Good afternoon. I'm Joe Tazwell. I'm the New York City Regional Director at Empire State Development. Thank you for the opportunity to be here today. And I'd like to thank the Chancellor for your service as co-chair of the New York City Regional Council. Thank you, Terry. This Innovation Hub is exactly the type of investment the Downtown Revitalization Initiative is designed to support, creating vibrant downtown spaces that foster opportunity, innovation, and economic growth by expanding tech training, supporting entrepreneurs, and reconnecting students with emerging industries. This project will help strengthen Staten Island's workforce and local economy. ESD is proud to partner with the Department of State, College of Staten Island, and community stakeholders to help bring this vision to life. We look forward to the Innovation Hub to serve as a resource for students, businesses, and the broader Staten Island community for years to come. Thank you, and congratulations to everyone involved. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Staten Island Borough President, Vito Pasella.
Thank you, Joe, and hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Did you notice, I think the secretary picked it up, that Mike Cusick was acknowledged so many times in so many different capacities? He actually said to me, he said, do me a favor, when the time comes, say anybody named Cusick, please stand up to be acknowledged. Mike also told me this robot really serves. If you speak too longly, it punches you right in the face. I'll be very brief. It's a nice day. I can say a couple of things. One is CUNY is in great hands with our chancellor. And not just the College of Staten Island, it's a tremendous responsibility, and he handles it with professionalism and class. And for the 11,000 plus students at CSI, we say thank you. And we can also say that CSI is in good hands with President Lynch. When you're putting others first, when you're putting the students first, when you're putting their futures first, which is what these two gentlemen and their staffs do, we know we're in good hands. And just right down the block here, the chancellor spoke about the beacon of opportunity. And the secretary picked up on that as well. And thank you, Joe, for bringing us here. Right down the block is the Lighthouse Museum. And the lighthouse throughout history, sailing was never really safe. It was always dangerous. But the lighthouse would transmit a beacon of light for direction, to let people know where to go, safety, out of harm's way. And in a way, this hub is a beacon for those who want to seek help, seek innovation, be on the future, cutting edge technology, and keeping this borough, this city, and this country alive. And that's what we're doing collectively here today. For kids that attend CSI currently, and just as importantly, those in high school and beyond, one day we know that CSI is one of the best values for higher education in the country. And the more we can promote it, the more we can promote that and encourage and incentivize young people, regardless of where they're from or who they are, that they can go to CSI, come to this hub. They are our future. We are investing in that right now. Thank you.
You know, I'm not on the program, but there was a lull, so I figured I'd get up and just introduce myself. I'm Mike Cusick. The secretary does my job. I want to thank CUNY and CSI for inviting the SIEDC here today. This is a major accomplishment, completing this hub here today. Not only the work that went into it, but this now is a major milestone in the development of this North Shore and economic development. For all the reasons that have been mentioned already, but just this symbol, as the borough president said, is a beacon here for folks to know, okay, we're ready to go. We're ready to start that new era of economic development. And that's the innovative part that this hub will provide. So it's great to be part of that. I want to thank, of course, the College of Staten Island for having this hub, and Chancellor. You are, in all my years in government, you are the Chancellor that's been to the College of Staten Island the most. So to the state of New York and my former colleague, now Secretary of State, big shot, Secretary Mosley, thank you, and thank you to the governor and to the state of New York for providing this great opportunity. And of course, Joe Taswell at ESD, all the work that you folks do. I just want to give a shout out to the folks, the staff. The secretary mentioned his staff. You know, Linda Barron and I deal with the staff at the secretary's office, and we deal with the folks at Empire State Development. And I have to tell you, they deserve more than a round of applause for the work that they do. And I also want to mention, I see him in the back, but this beautiful building, right? This beautiful building, Triangle Equities. I know Evan Petraka is here. Evan's a member of the board of the SIEDC. You know, the DRI is about investment. But I think when it was envisioned years ago, and particularly here on Staten Island, when we were given the charge at SIEDC with our partners at the Chamber to administer this money and this grant here on Staten Island, it's not just about investing in businesses and spaces like this, but the people who will use this. And that's what's great about the DRI. And going forward, having this as the symbol of the Staten Island downtown DRI, this is going to help in promoting Staten Island, promoting the economic development that we so richly deserve here and we can provide to the rest of the state of New York. So to all of you, thank you. And Jasmine Cardona, you're going to hear from her. The College of Staten Island has put in so much work in this that they are going to be rewarded somehow by the people of Staten Island. Hope it's by jobs and not by cash, but this is such great work. Thank you, Jasmine, and thank you to the team. Thank you so much. It's my pleasure now to introduce our partner at the SIEDC in the DRI grant, the Chamber of Commerce President and CEO, Linda Barron.
Thank you, Mike. I don't know how I have to follow all of you speakers, but I just want to say something. I really wanted to upstage Mike Cusick because I wanted to walk in with this robot because Jasmine told me it doesn't work, but I saw Melania the other night and she walked in with a gigantic robot, so I thought, how cool would that be? But anyway, I want to thank Secretary Mosley for being here and for the contribution of the DRI. What's really great to see is Staten Island taking advantage of funds that are out there that we don't always receive. You know, sometimes we don't look outside the borough, and there's a lot of money that can be invested. And the DRI, the $10 million that came to us, I remember Governor Hochul, when she was here, when we made the announcement at the St. George Theater, she was lieutenant governor at the time, and it's been a long time coming. I also want to recognize Evan Petraka, too, because this project, even though it wasn't part of the DRI, it was a private investment, and it took a very long time to get off the ground. And they stuck with it. They didn't leave Staten Island. They stuck with it. And it was really great to see that this moved forward, because with that project moving forward, this project never would have happened. So out of all the projects in the DRI list, this is my favorite. I'm really excited about it. You know, we still have the tech incubator across the street that's going to be incorporated into this, but, you know, this puts Staten Island on the map. I mean, as far as innovation, we've tried with a number of tech initiatives out here over the years. They really haven't come to fruition. This will support industry partners on Staten Island, small businesses, you know, students. I also think that just its proximity to Manhattan is going to be fabulous for us for pilot programs and things like that. So I also want to thank President Lynch, Rob Wallace, and Jasmine Cardona. I know you guys have worked a very long time on this, so I'm really excited to see it come to fruition. So on behalf of the Staten Island Chamber of Commerce and being a partner on the application, we're really proud to have this day. Thank you all.
was worried after the secretary that I was going to have to climb up for it. So, as Linda said, hello everyone, good afternoon. I'm Jasmine Cardona. I'm the Executive Director of Economic Development and Community Partnerships at the College of Staten Island. And as Linda stated, this moment has been a long time in the making. And what you see here today is a result of vision, persistence, and a lot of people coming together to build something that truly serves this community. The Innovation Hub was not just designed as a space, but as an ecosystem, one that brings together our students, entrepreneurs, small businesses, and community members, and gives them a place to learn, build, and grow. What makes this work different is how it all comes together. We are not treating technology as something separate or as something optional. Through our partnership with the Glimpse Group, we are integrating VR, AR, AI, and robotics into how people learn, how they build, and how they move their ideas forward. This means that students are gaining hands-on experience with emerging technologies. Entrepreneurs are building and testing new ideas, and businesses are exploring how to adapt and stay competitive. And all this work builds on a strong foundation, which started with two former vice presidents who were instrumental into the creation of the original tech incubator. Michael Kress, who is here with us today. Thank you, Michael. And Ken Iwama. Their early vision helped lay the foundation for this work. What we're doing now, though, is building on the foundation in new ways. What we're trying to do now is starting to see what this looks like in practice. Through our work with faculty, we're exploring how these tools can strengthen training and expand how we serve others. We're working with faculty in social work to develop AI-powered simulation scenarios that allow students to practice in complex case environments. These simulations can help students develop decision-making and communication skills as they prepare for their practicum experiences. We are also partnering with faculty in nursing to integrate artificial intelligence into existing patient mannequins. This will allow nursing students to practice not only their clinical procedures, but also patient communication simultaneously, helping them to develop both their technical and interpersonal skills in a realistic training environment. And we're also seeing it with partners like the Invictus Bakery, where innovation is being applied in real community-based settings. The Invictus Bakery, along with the University of Calgary and the Glimpse Group, is supporting individuals on the autism spectrum. The idea is to create immersive environments that support alternative forms of communication and interaction, which could potentially improve accessibility and quality of life for individuals who face communication challenges. This is where the work becomes tangible, not just access to technology, but meaningful application. So before we close, as this work has been a long time coming, there are a lot of people who attributed to this work, and I want to take the opportunity to acknowledge them. So to start, I'd like to thank the Triangle Equities team, Evan and his team, who have been with us throughout this journey. I think they feel that this is as much their space as it is ours. Thank you for all of your support along the way. Thank you to I want to acknowledge our Office of Information Technology, who consulted on this project in its earliest stages. But most importantly, none of this would have happened without those few people who, in moments when things felt uncertain or even impossible, they found a way forward. And so a special thank you to Intisar Hassan, DJ Craig and LaRon from the Glimpse Group, Mike Bloomfield and his team from Tech and Geek, and Gabe and John from Mason Technologies. Thank you for your partnership and persistence. I also want to thank Chancellor Matos Rodriguez, President Lynch, and Rob Wallace for your leadership and continued support. And to my team whose work and commitment brought this to life, to Louise, Brittany, Kayvon, Fran, and Shanette, thank you. And thank you to our state and city officials who supported this vision with funding and belief in our program, including Governor Hochul, Secretary Mosley, Joe Tazwell, Borough President Vito Fasella, Assemblymember Sam Pirozzolo, Councilmember David Carr, Councilmember Camilla Hanks, Councilmember Frank Morano, and former Councilmember Joe Borelli. Thank you so much. And so, Mike, I know you're tired of hearing your name, but you're going to get a thank you. And so, as you asked me to, I expect a payment at the end of the event. But much appreciation and support from the business leaders. So much appreciation for the support of our business leaders, Michael Cusick and Linda Barron, who aided us in our application for the Downtown Revitalization Initiative, but who continue to be invaluable partners in bringing economic development to the island. Thank you so much. So as we move forward, the focus is to continue to build. This is just the beginning, as everyone is saying, to expand access, as is our mission in CUNY, and to create real opportunities through this work. So I want to thank everyone for being here today and for your continued support. I encourage everyone to stay, enjoy some refreshments, but most importantly, visit the tables, learn more about the technology, and how the space is being driven by the existing technology. Thank you all again. At this time, I'd like to invite our speakers, our elected officials and representatives to come over to the ribbon cutting area. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.